Hey guys, welcome to M Plants. Today's video is about one of the most common house plants that you'll see, and they're called Peperomia. They're very common house plants, and the reason is because they're very hardy plants. I would say they're hard plants. They're not very delicate plants. They're very easy to take care plants, I would say, provided you give them a few couple of requirements that they have. If you just take care of those, and provided you don't over care for your peperomia plants, that's when they will live forever. They will grow, they will keep you happy. And it is always advisable to get these plants because they don't need a lot of care, and then they have that green color which makes you feel that yes, you have a plant. That lush green color is a great addition to your collection, I would say. So number one most important thing with peperomias is that they don't like a lot of water. When you will touch the leaves of peperomia, they are very thick. They have like a double triple layer leaf, I would say. So compared to other plants, their leaf thickness is 3 to 4 times. Now when a leaf is that thick, it means that the leaf has the tendency to store water in them. When the leaves have tendency to store water in them, that's why you have to understand that's when you have to understand that these plants, they don't need a lot of water because there is already water that they can store for their future use, right? So only water these plants when the soil goes dry. Otherwise you should never water them. So I water my peperomia like once in 15 to 20 days because I have kept it on the slab or ceiling, not ceiling, sorry, slab of my kitchen, where they get half day a lot of light, half for half day, and for the remaining half they don't get a lot of light, but they still get light. So indirect bright light for half day or for full day is a good thing. They don't need direct sun. If you give them direct sun, you'll see that they'll start having black leaves and brown leaves, and then they'll start burning because they don't like a lot of direct sun. 1 hour 2 hours of morning direct sun is still okay, but yes, if you don't give it direct sun, that's good. If you give it indirect bright light throughout the day, that's the best. Next thing I want to share is the soil requirements. So the soil has to be very well drained. It has to be a loose soil. You don't have to mix a lot of coco peat or a lot of manure in soil. Just use your normal potting mix. That is more than enough. You don't need to mix anything special. Make it a well drained soil with a lot of holes in the bottom part of the part, in a way that when you water your plant, the water should easily drain out of the pot. It should not be clogged inside the pot, because if it does clog inside the pot, then that's when the roots will start rotting and the plant will die. Fertilizing this plant is good, provided you fertilize it in spring and summer. I never fertilize my peperomia in winter season, so I would say half of the year, 6 months, I don't fertilize my plant. The remaining half, when it's a little warm, spring, summer. So from next month, I'll start fertilizing from September in Australia. So September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb. 6 months is more than enough. And then the remaining 6 months, I don't fertilize it. Fertilizing, what I would do is I would take liquid fertilizer. I would use liquid fertilizer because, again, with manure and with bone meal powder, the problem is I have to repot it every now and then. I have to disturb this plant, and then this plant doesn't like a lot of rich clayey soil, so I won't add a lot of solid compost. What I would rather do is once in a month, when I'm watering this plant, I would mix seaweed fertilizer, the liquid fertilizer, while watering it, and I would just give it a seaweed drink. In that way, as I'm fertilizing my plant, I'm also watering it, and I don't need to worry about changing the soil and adding anything solid compost in it. With that, I feel I've shared everything regarding peperomias. They normally don't get pest attacks because I have never experienced it in past many years, but if you do get a pest attack, it's good to give it a good clean wash or with turmeric powder mixed in water. Just put that, give it a good clean with that, and you can also add some turmeric powder in the soil so that it avoids pest attacks, ant attacks and all that. But the biggest thing that we need to keep in mind is not to overwater this plant, because peperomias, you will see the moment you start watering them a lot, the leaves will start falling, the plant will start dropping the leaves. That's the indication that the plant is sick, the plant is upset. If your plant is dropping the leaves, that means you've watered it a lot. Immediately repot the plant, shift it to a well drained, loose, dry soil, and only water when the soil goes absolutely dry. Otherwise, please don't water this plant, and you'll see your plant is very happy and green like this. With that, I'll take your leave, and if you've liked this video, consider hitting that like button and subscribing the channel to become the part of this MNMM family. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.